Getting a hockey this year, obviously, you were here last year, and you go from the highs last season with a playoff push and that opportunity, and then you get to this year, and it's a little lower of a season for you guys. What do you kind of notice maybe were the differences between that season and this season?
I mean, I think for sure last year we definitely had a special group. Like we had, for some reason, something happened there where we all like clicked together right from the start. And we were a bit older, a little more experienced in our team, and probably had overall like just like more skill putting pucks in the net and stuff. And sometimes, this year obviously we had a great group. Kind of similar build, but it was just we were just so much younger and had a lot of learning curves to go through, and kind of went through a bad stretch there in the middle, and then sometimes it's just a little too late.
Jeremy, Saturday night, last home game of the year, biggest crowd in franchise history. You got to do the Brodeur Club before the third period. Was that kind of like a bittersweet ending for you guys?
Yeah, it would have been really nice to win that game. We weren't too happy we didn't. The crowd was awesome, and even though it was a 0-0 game, and it hasn't been like the best year, we all decided in the room, I feel like that's something we should do for our fans, because they, it'd be very easy for them to just kind of just stay home and not come to our games because we're not doing too well. But they all showed up for us, so that was a fun little moment for all of us to kind of recognize our fans.
What was the year like for you? Obviously you get some time down here, you got a decent amount of time up in Utica, but just overall looking up at the season, what are your thoughts?
I'm happy with how the season went on a personal standpoint. I would have loved to, be part of more of a winning culture, obviously. I mean, that's what kind of everyone strives for, but weird year, a lot of traveling, between two teams. And but I would say it was a fun year. I got to play a preseason game in the NHL, got to play some games up in Utica, and have some success, which was nice. And then even just to be down here and grind it out was it was it's fun. Like it's you're going to war with your friends every day. So overall good year. Obviously not the results we wanted, but fun year, great group.
Your goaltending room this year, kind of the ever-changing locker room that it was, with you being up so much this year. But what can you say about the guys that held it down here, and with Fez and that group and Welsh, to be able to have those guys get going, and when you came down to join them?
Yeah, it was good to see, Brenner kind of get a lot of games in his first real year. Last year he only played a couple. He had a bunch of injuries and stuff, so it was good to watch him grow. And obviously, Fez came in swinging literally. He had that cool fight with that big win for us. And the cool part about this year is that every win felt so important. Not that we had too many of them, but every win was really cool and special. Even like when Welsh came in, and he played great off the bat. Coming right from college, you never know how that's gonna go. So I was really happy to see him do well. He's a great kid and a great goalie. And I wasn't here; I never met Musi, but just from watching some of the games, he looked like he was battling every day for us. So definitely not an easy year to be a goalie in the organization. A lot of moving parts. A lot of traveling, but overall, I loved our goalie group. A bunch of great guys. Everyone wanted the best success for everyone, so it was pretty awesome.
What was going through your mind when Fred just dropped the gloves?
I was hoping that he didn't get kicked out of the game because we're up 2-0. But I wasn't there. I watched that on TV, but that was pretty cool. It was fun.
Is next year the year you finally score a goal, or?
I know, we're gonna try next year.
Every time there's an open net, I'm standing right behind you.
I know.
Let's go.
We'll get there.
That's how you go for it once this year.
Yeah, a little bit. But that was when I had just broke my finger, so I knew the puck wasn't going to get all the way down. That's it. Thank you, guys.